TG Geeks, episode 300, November 16th, 2020. Oh my God, where has the time gone? Hello and welcome to another webcast from tggeeks.com, where Ben and Keith, the two gay geeks, talk about all aspects of geekdom and nerdery, sci-fi, comics, film, horror genre. You name it, we talk about it. And I'm Keith Lane, and we're coming to you from TG Squared Studios in lovely Phoenix, Arizona.
And I'm Ben Raggington, just totally amazed at the fact that this is 300.
I know.
I mean, we, here in lovely Phoenix, Arizona, and it's like, gee, didn't we just do 150 like last week?
I know. It's kind of crazy. It seems like we've been doing it forever, but
not forever.
Not forever.
Yeah.
No, it's just one of those weird things. Well, let's get on with this show.
Prepare for hyperdrive.
Meanwhile, in the Hall of Episodes, the two gay geeks are discussing this.
Well, in this episode, we are going to talk to Gini Koch. She was the very first interview that we did, and we thought we would have her back and talk to her about everything Gini. And we did. She was here over the summer, and we had her over, and we recorded and had dinner and all kinds of wonderful things.
We had
like
a
that.
wonderful day with her.
Distanced.
Yeah. We were very obedient with all the law. I'm not going to say laws, but with all the guidelines to stay healthy, and we still had a wonderful time.
Yeah, and this is just kind of a catch-up time with us. So we're going to talk about that. We got some birthday shout-outs, some interesting things there, and a featured podcast of the week, and lots of feedback this week, as well as our shout-outs, and something to possibly talk about in our second segment, and the weekly recap, as well as our regular end-of-show shout-out. So let's get on with it. And this time, we welcome to our show.
And I just want to say we haven't even been drinking.
Yeah, exactly. We've just been talking about this for like 10 minutes. We welcome Gini Koch.
Thank you.
One of our favoriteest authors, and she is here. We're recording this at the end of August. Exactly.
Which I appreciate.
Yeah, we're having her here because she is in town because she has a new grandbaby. And so we thought we would talk to her since she was the very first interview that we did. And for episode 300, which you're listening to, episode 300, we would talk to Gini Koch.
Hi. Yeah, we're coming to you from the past. We're going back to the future.
Yes.
So,
This is August that we're doing this.
Exactly.
and just so y'all know, we actually considered trying to pretend we were in whatever time zone, but 2020 has been such a bear that we decided that...
Who knows? The month of November might not ever happen.
I know.
We'll skip November.
I just figured that we've got the lava monsters coming in September, and if we don't talk about them, it's going to sound odd. So,
Well, that's true. Yeah, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, I roll no dice on 2020. I'm just like, please, everybody, stop. Everyone who said, well, 2020 has to be better. I'm like, shut up. You're I know. I'm just saying that I think everybody who's like looking to 2021 need not say it has to be better, because 2021 could say hold my beer.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, we have 2 hurricanes that are headed in the Gulf. What the?
It's the Wonder
Christmas.
Twins. It's the Wonder Twins. Shape of tornado.
What? Yeah, I mean, my God.
I write about the end of the world. I want to be really, really honest here. I never wanted to live in interesting times, ever. I wanted to write about interesting times. And those of us that are old enough, remember the Gerald Ford era of our presidency?
Yeah.
Oh, remember how dull it was? Oh, good times.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
It's like,
good times.
who remembers Gerald Ford?
Exactly.
You know?
Good times. So quiet. So
exactly.
calm.
I remember.
So nothing that went on.
Exactly.
Oh, we didn't know how golden those days were, but they were really golden.
Exactly. So we had a thought of a couple of things that we could talk about.
Okay.
And obviously we have talked to Gini about Kitty.
Yes.
And the Alien Kitty Cat series, published by Random Penguin House.
Under the the wonderful
DAW,
imprint.
yes. Is it Random Penguin House?
It is
Penguin
Random House. Every author of all the imprints desperately, as a collective group, wanted it to be renamed the Random Penguin. I mean, just all of us wanted it, and they were like, nope, it's Penguin Random House. We're like, you just took away all our fun. And
Exactly.
They were like, we know.
Yeah, you would.
I agree. They did not. The people who own all of us did not agree with that at all.
No,
none. None in
humorless.
None in regard to that. Yeah.
So you are currently in the editing phase, and
I wish I was in the editing
re-editing
phase.
or
no, I am.
It does rewrites then.
I'd swear I said this at episode 250.
Yeah, well, that's
I think
okay.
I did, because I'm very thrilled that you guys have me back for all the big markers. It means a lot, and I'm so excited about how big this podcast has grown. I remember the first time we did it, you guys were like, well, maybe it'll be something. And now here we are, episode 300. And I see all the pictures and people on your walls. And
6 years later,
Yeah. Yeah.
6 years of our 24 years.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a big chunk.
Yeah.
And so I'm very proud of you guys. It's very exciting to
thank
be
you.
here.
But we're
So
proud.
we're
proud of you too. So you're actually in the process of a book.
Several, really. I will be prouder when this finally gets done. Aliens Like Us is in the middle of rewrite 4. And I know everyone's like gasp before. My editor's only seen version 1, which she politely threw up all over, which she was correct to do. And I can actually tell you why. Because I figured out what was wrong.
Oh, I see.
Okay, I write under a variety of pen names, as you know. But what people don't actually understand is the writing process. The book that you see that is my first published novel is absolutely not the first book I ever wrote.
Right.
It's not the first thing I ever wrote. And when I was starting out, the pen name that I did most of my writing under was Anita Ensall.
Right.
So...
And she's kind of dark.
No, she's not really dark. She's more like Peace, Love, and Bobby Sherman. Gemma Chase is darker.
That's
and
right.
J.C.
Yeah.
Koch is who I write horror under.
Right.
Okay. But G.J. Koch and Gini Koch are my very funny voices. Okay. So, but Anita, and I think of them all as separate people because that's how like I always say, it's a controlled form of schizophrenia.
Yeah.
And I make it work for me.
Yeah.
It's also very good, especially if you're writing under multiple genres. It's nice to have these different identities.
Because,
anyway, that way there's an authentic voice for each style that you write.
Exactly. And the problem is that as Gini Koch, I was having a lot of trouble getting rolling. Life's been hitting not just me, but everybody for several years. So, but for me and my family, from the end of 2016 on, it has just been one thing after another, and we think it's quieting down, then boom, something else happens, and it doesn't mean good or bad. Okay,
it's always something
because many moons ago now, I remember reading something medically that said there's good stress and there's bad stress, but your body handles them both exactly the same. So planning a wedding, which is good stress, is as stressful as having to plan a funeral.
Right.
And while the wedding is all good and positive and the funeral is all sad, the stress as it goes into your body and your brain is pretty much the same. So we've had a lot of ups and downs, and it's been a lot of stress. So it's just derailed me in a variety of ways. And as I said to somebody online the other day, it's really easy to fall behind. It is not easy to claw your way back up to current. So I'm still clawing hard. But what happened was I was having problems. And I didn't realize this, but my oldest voice, Anita Ensall, bubbled up to help. She's a helper. She cares about everybody.
Go away.
And
I don't need your
I
help.
didn't know that.
I don't need your help.
Oh, no. She got things written.
Oh, okay.
We got stuff done. The problem is Anita and Ginny do not sound alike.
Right.
So my editor's like, and I'm like, what did I do? And I know she's right. She's like, there's this, we can't publish this. This is not publishable for you. Right. And I'm like, okay, no problem. I know you're right. Let me go back. As I'm going back, I realized that as the Alien Katherine Kitty Katt series is basically the Fast and the Furious. There's action, there's romance, there's humor. Stuff blows up real good, you know.
It's a fast-paced story.
It's very fast-paced. Okay, it's Fast and the Furious. Anita's stories are not paced that way. It's not like they're boring, but they are paced very differently. Okay, they're a little more stuff's still happening, but it's a little more methodical. There's more of an interest in the why it's going on as opposed to solving it. You know, there's just a difference.
Well, Kitty doesn't want to know why.
Kitty doesn't care
We're
why.
Just make it work.
Get her done, right? Okay. So what was happening is that I realized I was not writing The Fast and the Furious. I was writing Star Trek, and not just any Star Trek, Star Trek The Next Generation, where they re-explain things over and over again. And there's a little bit of action, but just before something really bad happens, thoughtful discourse saves the day. Picard says something and everybody goes, oh, well, you're very right. You're right. That's not logical really at all. We're being fools. And everything's solved. And I'm doing that. I did that for like 150,000 words.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So I figured it out. And once I figured it out, I thanked Anita very much for coming up. And I'm working on, I told my editor what it was. And she's like, get some of that out of your system. And I always have short stories that I'm doing. I'm working on several right now. And I'm going to talk about them because they're cool. And I know one will be available right before this this airs, and one will be available right after, and one I don't know its publication date. But I did Cat Squad, C.A.T. Squad, for UFO 8, which is coming out in October, and it's really fun and really funny. And so y'all want to get that. That's Unidentified Funny Objects 8. And then I have a story in Zombie Needs Brains that is also out right now in Galactic Stew, and that's Alien Capers. So for anybody who is needing a dose of aliens, this is what happens to those who are left behind in the Patton system while Kitty and company go on of their last rescue mission in Aliens Abroad. So if you're all caught up on the series, this is what happened while they were gone story. I also, the Kickstarter I expect to fund, it's in process right now. We're very close for the next Zombie Needs Brains anthologies. And I will be in Derelict, which will be coming out next year sometime, probably about March. And that is stories about derelict ships, which mine is going to be set in the asteroid belt. And then I have another story coming out in, it's the Straight Outta series from Baen Books. And I believe ours is Shootout at Europa Station A, but titles can change. And that I am doing, I was doing one story. It ended up at novella length, and I decided that'll just be something else. And so
we'll write a new story.
We'll write a new story. So I'm doing Showdown on Big Rock 27, which hopefully will be in that book. So,
yeah. You're the second person that I know where that's happened to, where you start to write this, and then it just explodes into something else.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I know exactly why that happened. Okay, way back when, one of my first anthologies, again, writing as Anita Ensall, I was in Love and Rockets, which was edited by Martin H. Greenberg, and I think it was Carrie Hughes. I maybe have the other editor wrong, because I was in two. One was edited by Gene Rabe, and that was Being Neighborly, and then one was edited by, I'm pretty sure it's Carrie Hughes. And if I'm wrong, I so apologize to the editor. But so I totally got a bucket list because I got to be in two Martin H. Greenberg anthologies before he passed away, which was utterly thrilling for me, especially as a baby writer. But the story I did for Love and Rockets, titled Wanted, is set in the asteroid belt several hundred years in the future. And after I wrote that, I always wanted to do more stories set in that universe that I'd created. So, and that was 10 years ago, and I have not been able to touch them since. And I realized that for the Straight Outta series and for Derelict, I could do stories set in the belt, which I'm planning to do, and it's very easy and it's great. But Red Rover, which is what became the novella, I was so excited about finally getting to be there that's where all the information about the belt is. So it's a very, very broad story, as opposed to short stories need to be smaller. You shouldn't have 15 different settings. You shouldn't be going all over the place, right? It should be as I've had it described, you're in one room. Well, I wanted to go through the whole first floor, at least, not necessarily the whole house, but the whole first floor. So I plan to republish them, self-published later by probably next year, 2021. Yeah. And this way, Red Rover will be there as my basis story, if you will. And it's still, I think it's very interesting. It's fun, and it's good for me, and it lets Anita get some writing in, so Ginny can be writing her other stuff, which is happening now.
Two things. Mm-hmm. One, he was saying we had an author that we talked to last week that in this time shifting that we're doing, and he has a book out, and he was going to write a short story about a little adventure they were going to have.
It was just going to be like a little tiny thing that would bridge
like
the first book.
A short story, and it turned into a novella. Yeah. And then it spawned another little novella.
It does. Your characters talk to you.
That's in between two books.
Yes.
That's kind of like a constant theme every time we talk to authors, but especially him, because in many ways he's like you in that the way.
There's this little thing here. Oh my gosh. Oh, I got to write this. I got to write that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Now it's not 2 pages anymore. It's 27.
Yes.
He would do a tiny little short story,
just that he was going to give away to
the bridge story.
We can't do it.
No, you know what?
Because it explodes every time he tries to.
You know what? He still can do it, because I will tell you right now that your fans want more. If they like the setting,
everybody
and
loves
they like the characters, they want more. So, I mean, people
do, but I think in his case, I think maybe he's just afraid that it takes him away from working on the next actual contributed book.
Yes, and that it does. For me, I am more used to working on several projects at once. I work on Project A till I'm at a stopping point, as in I don't know what happens next, or I know I need to go and edit, but I want to think about it. Then I go to Project B, same thing, then C, then D, until one of them just says, no, I know everything that's happening, and boom. So I'm very comfortable working on multiple projects. That's how, back in the good old days when I was never late, I got a ton of stuff done.
Yeah.
You've also been writing for a lot of years.
Yes.
This friend of ours,
he's just he's a baby writer.
He just released his second book.
Right.
Period. Very, very successful, but still just only his second book.
Yeah.
So you've got more practice at it.
Actually, I had more practice way back when. I was doing that before I even had an agent. I worked on multiple projects. It's just, it's how my brain works. Right now, I'm published in 7 pen names, and I have 5 more that no one's seen yet.
The second thing was when you talked about something happened in the book, and that was not the way it was supposed to be. We talked to another author we actually talked to 3 authors, and we did a kind of a round table with them, and he said he got to the end of the book and realized he had the murderer wrong.
Yeah.
He had to go back to the whole beginning of the book and rewrite it because the murderer was wrong.
Been there, done that.
The character started speaking and dictated the direction
Yes.
that it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
I find that just to be a fascinating process, but I like that at the same time because and I use this word a lot, but I think it's very appropriate, and that is it makes the story very organic.
Yes. And as an extreme linear writer, I really have to be organic. I am less organic in short stories. I actually outline in my mind. I don't write it down. If I write it down, it's dead for me. But I outline in my mind what my short stories are going to be, so I know what the beats are and what's going everywhere. And I just, on the one that's turned into a novella, I just realized, no, in order to make this story work with these characters and everything else and the way I want it to work, it has to be a novella. It has to be longer. That's okay. You can get that done later. Now focus on the one that you know you can keep to the right word count. Because that's what your editors want, specific word counts, especially in short stories and anthologies. So they want specific word counts, and you have to learn how to do it. And that's why I'm like, I can discard that. Not discard, but move it to the side and work on something else. Yeah. Because you kind of need to. But when I write mysteries, which I do, I don't know who did it until about the midpoint of the book, where, and that's in every book most of the time. I don't know what's really going on until about the midpoint. And then I realize, oh, that's what's happening.
So the mystery's unfolding in front of your eyes at the same time
yes.
as it is your chief protagonist.
Yes. So Alexander Outland Space Pirate, for example, I got halfway through the book and I did not know what was going on. And all of a sudden, I'm like, no, just keep going. Like 3/4 of the way, I'm like, oh, I know everything, but I had to go back and filter in the clues. I didn't have to change very much. I just had to filter in a few clues and have my main character pick up a couple of things that he needed to have on his person later.
Right.
And we were golden. And you would never know from that. Now, in the funny part of that, I have 3 mystery series that I want to one day get published, and I'm not quite ready to start self-publishing them yet. My agent's really not ready for me to do that. She's still working at it. But I decided I needed to work on something to get myself back into the Gini Koch voice, because I write these as Gini Koch as well. There's just no science fiction in them. And I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to reread these. And I did, and one didn't need a lot of updating, but it needed a little, and one needed a little bit of chunk, right? So I did those. But the third, oh my God, I got to the middle. I said, I can tell you the exact page when I decided who the bad guy was, because his character changes personality on the page.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, wow, I would have sworn I went back and fixed this. And then I realized, and this honestly is from being edited by one of the top editors in the world, Sheila Gilbert at DAW. I realized there was not enough time in a day for what I've decided my bad guys have done, even if there's like 50 of them and there's not, to have done what they did. And so I have to go back in and put more stuff in. And it's great because now it gives me something that's like, oh, I have to do that. So it makes me want to work on the Alien book. Yeah. It's a weird mindset. And unfortunately, that's how it works for me. So now I have something that must be fixed. So, I'm happily back at work on the Alien series.
Yay.
So, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
No one more happy than me and my editor. Trust me.
I'm sure.
Yeah. There's 2 people who care about this the most, and honestly, it isn't the fans; it's me and my editor.
Well,
But
gives us plenty of time up to do some quick rereads.
Yes, lots of rereading time. Plus, I have a full bibliography. I do have all those other pen names. So, people are complaining I don't have anything of yours to
Oh my
read.
gosh.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Lots
There's plenty.
of
There's
stuff.
so many anthologies. And the great thing about the anthologies is, yes, you get a story from me, but you get other stories from other really excellent authors. And so maybe you find someone else you like, and now you can go read their backlist while you're waiting for me.
Exactly.
There's enough time in the world. Yeah.
Written, and I'm going to push not just your stuff, but some other authors as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've written, in the Katherine Kitty Cat universe, you've written some fantastic short stories.
Thank you.
Highlight of characters.
Yes.
And those are really enjoyable reads, but they also appear alongside other authors
Yeah.
who write some really great stuff too. So
Yes.
your stuff as well as other authors you work with.
Oh, yeah.
And
There's plenty of material out
And just
Oh, yeah,
just
no.
for anybody that's listening that hasn't read some of Jeannie's other stuff, you have to read Happy Acres so that you can start bugging her too.
That's the Happy Acres Haunted Hotel for Active Seniors.
Which is it's a novella or
It's a novelette.
Yes, novelette.
It's a novelette, and I never intended it.
You just
to
tossed
be-
it off.
No. It was never a toss off, but I expected it to be and remain a standalone, and that is the number one thing people ask for the next adventure.
that one is so
It's just it's
unbelievably charming, but
Thank you, but
what are some of the things?
I think everybody just really loves Maddie and loves the idea.
yeah.
I love the setting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's an unusual setting. It's set in, a nursing home, hotel for active seniors. It's a nursing home, basically.
Right.
That has
So-
a unique characteristic about it.
Exactly.
Yes, so it's haunted.
Yeah. And that's the interesting part.
Down to like the lower levels.
Well,
Yes.
and,
Well,
and,
and it's
and the
funny.
bickering of the haunted.
Yes. Well, and it's funny. And I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's something too. A lot of times when we do ghost stories, they're all ooh, and this one is like, it's funny. Yeah, there's some danger. There's definitely danger from her. There is danger, but I plan her. There's nothing they can do to ever get rid of her. She's too powerful, but. She's actually going to be Maddie, like Kitty, understands how to utilize resources, and I think she is going to be very integral in the next installment. Which, yes, I now finally have the story idea. Maddie is very patient. Maddie is a very understanding MC. She knows that I'm, frazzled and behind, but she and I have talked, and we know what that next story is. So I was a lot closer than I was. I haven't started yet, but I know what it is.
There are so many more things I want to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even get to what we said we were going to talk about.
Going back to the thing that I said, organic.
Yes, very
Yeah.
organic.
Yes,
Yes, it
I
was.
like it.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
true.
yeah, I'm sorry. I would love to talk more, but we're up against the deadline.
Don't worry, episode
red
350 is
line.
coming.
Yeah, exactly.
In the meantime,
Even 400. Oh, God.
I can't even think that far ahead right now. We just got to get through 2020.
Yeah.
People want to find you and learn more about your works, and people, I would say, read Genie stuff because it is so freaking amazing.
Oh, thank you.
No, really, it is. I mean, I love to read your work. Whether
Thank
it's
you.
Nightbeat or Happy Acres or Katherine. I love your stuff.
Oh, thank you.
It's just so enjoyable to read.
Thank you.
And so people want to find your work. Okay, so where can they find your work?
Okay, so I'm in the Alien Katherine Kitty Cat series is in every bookstore and all online. Everything I have is available online, and a lot of it's in bookstores. It just depends on the bookstore. And I'm in a huge number of anthologies. I'm not going to list all of them, but I have a bibliography page. We're a little behind on it. I know, what a shock, behind on things. But that's mostly because we're redoing my website, and so we're not updating that because we're fixing all the new pages up first. And then 2020 kind of got in the way of us doing that. It was supposed to be our big ta-da for 2020, and then, yeah. So anyway, my website is www.ginikatherine, capitalkoch.com. I'm on Facebook as Gini Koch, Gini Koch Hairspray and Rock and Roll, author Gini Koch. So you can find me on 3 different pages. Twitter, my handle is at Gini Koch, capital Gini, capital Koch, no space. If you make a mistake, there's 2 of us on Twitter. The other Gini Koch is lovely. We call ourselves twinsies. She's actually German and in Germany, and so if you think you're talking to me, she will very nicely tell you you are not and send you on my way. So that's been going on for years. So she's really used to it. And just so you know, all the names I write under: Gini Koch, GJ Koch, JC Koch, Anita Ensall, A.E. Stanton, Gemma Chase. And who am I forgetting? Oh, dear. I've forgotten someone. Anyway, someone's going to be very unhappy with me. So anyway, there's at least those. You'll see them all on my bibliography page on my website. So again, just because it isn't Ginny doesn't mean it's not me. It's all Gini Koch writing as.
Right.
So.
Well, this has been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, as always, for having me. Thank you for having me. Happy birthday.
Hey guys, my name's Gigi Edgley. I play Tiana on Farscape, and I'm the host of Jim Henson's Creature Shop Challenge, and you're listening to the Two Gay Geeks. Big love.
Well, it's always nice to talk to Jeannie.
It was wonderful to be able to have another in-studio conversation with her. I loved it.
Even though Steve was not here.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun anyway. I mean, we spent time talking before and after and during.
And of course, once the great pause is over, we may make the trip to Atlanta and do another drinking episode there. We bring the portable recording equipment and have a great time there, too.
Exactly. And here's a few selected birthdays for November 16th through November the 22th, 2020. November 16th. You just heard from her. Gigi Edgley.
I love her.
I do, too.
She's a doll.
She is. She's a truly wonderful person. Farscape, Jim Henson's Creature Shop. And she is just a delight to just talk to.
I remember
so personable.
Well, the very first time we actually met her face to face was at the very first Whedon Con that we went to.
Yep.
And we walked up to the table, introduced ourselves, and she was busy at the moment, but the moment she was free, she came around and gave us big hugs. She was so happy to see us.
Yeah, she's just a wonderful person. And then we have Royal Dano, actor. He was character actor. Oh my God. On the big screen and in TV. I don't think there was a Western in the 60s and 70s that he didn't have a part in. I mean, we're talking about the Virginian, the Rifleman, Big Valley.
He was a fixture.
Gunsmoke, Wagon Train. I mean, my Lord. And just, kind of one of those character actors all the way through the 60s and 70s. And
there were a number of them.
50s.
Yeah, there were a few of those Western actors that, as you said, they were staples of the genre.
Oh, yeah.
And you just kept seeing them again and again and again and again. I mean, that's just what they're known for. And you would recognize his voice. I'm sure I would. He was Abraham Lincoln in Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, as well as in the Hall of Presidents. So at Disneyland and Disney World. So that's Royal Dano's voice. And then we have Facebook friend Will Roman. November 17th, RuPaul, actor, drag queen, said to be the most successful drag queen in the U.S., grew up in San Diego. Oh, I didn't know that. Was a used car salesman at one point. No kidding. Yes. Okay, I'm trying to imagine that one. Honey, get in the car. Yeah, just get in the car. It looks fab on you. Became the spokesperson for MAC Cosmetics and has raised millions of dollars for the MAC AIDS Fund and was the first male to actually get a cosmetic contract. A cosmetic firm contract. And then we have Rock Hudson, starred many of the bedroom comedies with Doris Day in the 50s, to create an image for him. Was the first public figure to announce that he had AIDS.
simply because there was no such thing as being HIV positive in '84. Yeah. Whenever he, it was just...
And there was no hiding it at that point either.
Yeah. And it was all or nothing. And I'm going to get on a soapbox here for a moment. He was friends with Ronald and Nancy Reagan, who did absolutely nothing for the cause or anything about the AIDS crisis. Mm-hmm. Right after he was diagnosed, he wrote a check for $250,000 to get the National AIDS Research Foundation off the ground.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Nice little legacy there.
Yeah. And then we have Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio.
Oh, how about that?
I just I put her on here because we just watched the episode with
We just saw her beheaded.
Yes. And also she was in the series Limitless. She was the FBI
That's right. She was the head of that particular division that our character star was in.
Exactly. And then we have Lori Meningay.
Lori, love her.
Happy birthday, Lori. And Matt Hines. Happy birthday,
love
Mr.
you too,
Matt. November 18th, Alan Moore.
Oh, Crazy Uncle Alan.
Crazy Uncle Alan, graphic novel writer, V, among others.
Guy's a genius. He's just nuts.
Yep, he's just, yep. And then Imogene Coca, actress, a comic actress. She was in National Lampoon's Vacation and the 1966 series, It's About Time. It's about time. It's about space. Don't you remember that?
No, actually, I don't.
Oh my gosh, the two astronauts that get lost and they go back in time.
Actually, I don't know that.
Cave time.
No, I don't know that one.
Oh yeah, what a crazy show! And then Linda Evans, actress, Dynasty. I only put her on here because of her connection with Dynasty and Rock Hudson.
Everybody knew her. Dynasty. I can't imagine. You say Linda Evans, and the image that comes into my mind is, this beautiful, big, blonde hair and even bigger shoulder pads.
Exactly. And then we have Facebook friends Donald Black.
Oh, happy birthday, Don.
And John Kittlesrud.
Happy birthday.
November 19th, Jodie Foster. Actress, out lesbian woman, Silence of the Lambs, Contact. She avoids social media at all costs.
I'm sure she does.
And has two sons with her partner.
It's nice to see this actress who, she was a child star.
Mm-hmm.
She
Since
appeared in
the age of 3.
She was in a whole host of Disney films.
Oh yeah.
And then she didn't derail.
No.
She grew up. She even appeared in a film or two in her teen years, but she managed to grow into this very, very successful adult actor, and she is incredible to watch.
Yeah, on her IMDb, the trivia page, you should see the number of huge roles that she turned down. She's very picky in what she will do.
Had there been any roles that she regretted?
I don't recall
not taking.
I didn't,
because I seem to remember hearing about
down through them.
Yeah, I remember hearing about some roles that she was offered and then she didn't take, and then later on because she thought maybe the movie just wasn't that good, and then the world would go crazy over it, and then she'd kind of take a step back and say, maybe I should have had that.
I don't know. Then we have Adam Driver.
Oh, good
actor,
grief.
Star Wars, Kylo Ren. Officer Ronald Peterson.
The dead don't die.
He actually, at one time, was a door-to-door Kirby vacuum salesman.
Yeah, I can only imagine that one. That had to have been weird.
And he hates to hear himself, to hear audio of himself or watch himself.
Most people do.
And
but the guy is really good. He's a very solid actor. I really don't count the Star Wars films that much because those characters, there's not a lot of juicy stuff to really act with. But he was fantastic in The Dead Don't Die. His dry comedic delivery was great. And then there was that one movie that we saw that was about the internment, not the internment camps, but oh shoot, yes. We saw it at a private screening. I can't remember the name of it now.
Oh, well.
And I feel stupid.
Oh, well. And then we have Brigitte King. Happy birthday, Brigitte. She and Tom were the people that we talk about all the time. I mean, we met them on a cruise. A funny story about how we met and went on that cruise and spent a week together with them on the ship. And ever since then, and it's been like 10 years now, we've been saying, we need to do another cruise or another thing. And it seemed, 1 year, I said, we're going to be at Disney World on this weekend. And they said, oh, my God, we're going to be in Disneyland.
Yeah.
So,
I missed out on that one.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that Adam Driver movie, it's called The Report.
Oh, yes, The Report, yes.
With Annette Bening.
He was really good.
Oh,
yes.
he was great. It was a fantastic film, too.
Yes. November 20th, Ming-Na Wen, actress, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
The Cavalry.
Yes, The Cavalry. She was Mulan in the original Mulan and also in Eureka. Mm-hmm. And Sean Young, actress, Blade Runner, Dune, Young and the Restless for many years, and a number of things that she has in post-production right now, or completed as well.
She also appeared in one, there was a trilogy of films that I recorded from Here TV or reported on. She was in one of those too, so she gets around. She's still quite the busy actor.
Yeah. And then we have a friend of ours, Chris Farlander, and Eugene Glover, and Judith G. Wolfe.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Absolutely. November 21st, Goldie Hawn, actress, originally from Laugh-In.
Oh, yeah.
She'd done a couple of things before that. And then the Christmas Chronicles, which the second version
The second one is coming out this
year with her gentleman friend, Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Since 1983. At one point, they were the longest unmarried couple in Hollywood. Not that it really matters anymore.
No, it doesn't really matter. And I remember there was all this big talk about, when you see that movie, you have to wait all the way to the end because there's a big surprise. And I kept thinking, oh, please, Kurt Russell is starring in this movie. It's got to be Goldie Hawn.
Exactly.
And of course,
she's got to be.
She shows up as Mrs. Claus.
Exactly. And then Björk.
Oh, my goodness.
Icelandic singer. She's on here because of her swan dress that she wore.
That will never go away.
2001 Academy Awards that people still talk about. It has its own Wikipedia page.
No, the swan
the dress. Yes.
Far out.
The dress. Unbelievable. I've heard that her music is interesting.
Like it.
I have never listened to it, but some people really like it. So
I do not care for it. Her voice is okay. But I just don't care for the type of music that she does.
Yeah, well, and she's big in Iceland because she's been kind of the ambassador to the world for Iceland.
Oh,
so
good.
Anyway, November 22nd, Jamie Lee Curtis, actress. Oh my God,
I love her. Love her.
She can play serious and comedy perfectly, both of them.
Yeah,
I mean, she's
talented.
She is a perfect scream queen, and her comedic timing is impeccable. Christmas with the Cranks.
Yes.
One of our
favorite movies.
Always watch that every single year. It is just, she plays insane. Like
she does so well. She really does.
It's just, if you haven't seen Christmas with the Cranks.
Oh, that's a requirement.
You have got to see it.
And she's got great chemistry with Tim Allen.
Oh my God. Yes. It really is great.
It's wonderful.
And her husband, is Christopher Guest.
Yes.
They met in 1984. And when it was a promotional poster for Spinal Tap.
No kidding.
Yeah, that she saw, and she gave his publicist her number.
Oh, now that is the weirdest pickup.
Yeah. And apparently, Elon Musk is a big Spinal Tap fan. So when she went to pick up her new Tesla, the air conditioner and audio controls maxed out at 11. They had them change it.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yep. Benjamin Britten. Who are the Brittens? He's one. A composer, out gay man, wrote numerous operas, Billy Budd, Peter Grimes, Death in Venice, among others. And mostly he wrote those operas, the main lead role for his companion,
right,
Peter Pears. to sing, and they were companions for over 30 years. He also wrote The Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra.
That is an amazing piece of music.
Yep. And then we have Terry Gilliam, actor, animator, Monty Python. Born in Minnesota, grew up in Los Angeles.
He was the only American Python.
Yep. And had not, in his movie Time Bandits, had not originally intended to cast Sean Connery as King Agamemnon.
No kidding.
But he had written in the script that when King Agamemnon removed his helmet, he looked exactly like Sean Connery. And the script found its hands into Sean Connery's hands.
So he did it.
And he asked if he could be in the film. He said, sure.
Hey, it works for me. And I actually thought Sean Connery did a fantastic job in it.
Yep. And that's it for the birthdays this time.
This is Pinky here. You and I and the brain are listening to Krypton Radio. Sci-fi for your Wi-Fi.
Narf. Well, if you're listening to us on Tuesday, you're listening on Krypton Radio. But otherwise, go over to Krypton Radio and give them a listen. 24-hour geeky internet radio station.
And I just have to say, Pinky and the Brain are coming back. Yay!
Gene Turnbow is the station manager.
Yep. I'm Daniel Radcliffe, and I believe that reaching out for help is the bravest thing a person can do. If you are struggling and need support, call the Trevor Lifeline at 1-866-488-7386. It's free and confidential, and trained counselors are there to listen 24/7 without judgment. To learn more about the Trevor Project's life-saving work for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or questioning young people, go to thetrevorproject.org.
And it's time for our feedback, and each of these story items that generated all this feedback will be featured in the links at this episode at tggeeks.com. Starting off with, regarding TG Geeks episode number 297, we had some birthday shout-outs, and we got some birthday thank yous. From Dwayne Smither, he says, thanks for the birthday shout-out.
He was a former classmate of mine.
From Brian Wensloff, he also says, thanks for the birthday shout-out, except this time he added a smiley face. And then from Susan Hurley, thanks for the birthday wishes. Moving on, regarding TG Geeks episode number 298, we got a message from Keith Byron, friend of ours, former brother-in-law, and he says gracias because it was his birthday shout-out. And now things get fun because now we have a theme going on.
Yes.
Now it becomes practically all Pia Thrasher.
It's all Pia. It's all about Pia.
It's all about Pia.
Yay!
It starts off with, from Pia Thrasher, and of course we had interviewed Mark Biaggi in episode 298. She says, such a fun episode to listen to. It makes me miss our days on the set. She's probably referring to Things We Dig. Thanks for the kind words, too. Ben and Keith are such a blast to chat with every time. I want more. Ha ha ha. You need to do part 2. Meaning
Yes.
Mark Biaggi. And Mark had a response to that. We have plans.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then we got more from Pia. This was just something that she shared about episode 298. She says, want to hear something besides election coverage for a minute? Check out this fantastic podcast by TG Squared Studios interviewing my friend, voiceover artist, and fellow actor Mark Biaggi, in which he talks a good bit about our film Things We Dig and how he created a backstory for his character and used his improv skills for added laughs. Thank you, Keith and Ben and Mark, for your very sweet comments too. Happy face, happy face, happy face. So grateful to have you in my life. Then we got a comment from Things We Dig on Twitter, which is just another Pia identity. She says, check out this in-depth interview with our cast member Mark Biaggi on the always fun TG Geeks podcast, talking about working with director Pia Thrasher and how he created a backstory for his hilarious character Miles. Excuse me. And then just a general comment. She just throws us out at some point on Facebook because she wanted to.
Yeah.
Continuing my week of touting my friends' stuff because they're awesome, and you should know it. Check out my friends Ben Raggington and Keith Lane's weekly podcast, TG Squared Studios. Not only do they have a fun and interesting guest on every episode, but they also have a segment I really love, which is shout-outs to friends and celebrity birthdays with a lot of neat trivia and other nuggets of stuff that I don't know. Give them a listen, especially my sci-fi nerds and geeks. But there is more.
We have a voicemail from Pia. Another one. Here we go.
Hey, guys. This is Pia. Yes, moi. I'm calling in, leaving a comment again.
Yay!
I wanted to say great episode with Mark Biaggi. I loved it, obviously, since you were all talking about moi, and very nicely. No, seriously, it was a really cool episode. Mark is the best. You guys are the best. Also, huge congratulations on your upcoming 300th episode.
Thank you.
Wow. 300 episodes. Mm-hmm. Keep it up, guys. I love it. I keep listening to you guys. Just do what you do. Be you. Keep doing it. I love it. Anyway, that's it. See you. Talk to you whenever. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was wonderful. We love you, Pia.
Yes, we do. And if you want to leave a comment like all of these people did and Pia did, you can do that on our Facebook page. You can do that on Twitter. You can do it on Instagram. You can do it directly at tggeeks.com on an article or the episode that if you're listening to an episode. You can also call us and leave us a voicemail like Pia did. You can call 469-TG-GEEKS. That is 469-844-3357. And as always, please play nice. If you are trans or are questioning your gender identity, and if you are in crisis or are feeling isolated and need someone to talk to, or you know of someone in a similar situation, there is a special hotline just for you. The hotline is provided by translifeline.org and staffed by trained counselors who are transgender themselves. The hotline in the U.S. is 877-565-8860. In Canada, it is 877-330-6366. Or you can go to translifeline.org to learn about the important work they are doing. Please reach out for help. You are not alone. Did I get that out of order?
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe I did. I don't know. Did I?
Well, you didn't talk about the Joshua tree.
Yeah, well, we'll do that now.
Yeah, baby. They're like two
no,
gay geeks.
that's way out of
line. You know?
That's way out of line.
Two gay
there.
guys and they're geeks. Is that okay?
Well, we want to say that we are huge supporters of independent creators, whether they're filmmakers, comic book artists, writers, others. We want to be able to give them a shout out, and we want them to know that we're thinking of them, all of those independent creators that we talk about.
Especially at this time.
Especially at this time. If you know of anybody that's a comic book artist, filmmaker, writer, or others, since the con scene or convention scene has kind of disappeared for the year, go ahead and look at their Instagram pages, their Twitter pages, their Etsy pages, Facebook pages, all of their websites. Talk to them, talk about them, tell other people about them, and buy their stuff. Please support independent creators. The Joshua Tree Feeding Program is a 501c3 not-profit food pantry for the HIV and AIDS community in Maricopa and Pinal counties. They are a food bank that sets it up like a store so the clients can come in and choose what they want so no food is wasted. They could really use your support right now. You can do that by going to JTFP, and you can leave a single gift or a monthly recurring gift, jtfp.org. And now I'm kind of real discombobulated, so I threw everything out. Anyway. What happened is I had Pia's
Oh, you had it on the wrong order on the board?
Cartage in the wrong order, and so I skipped down to the next line and just continued on in line.
Okay.
That's what happened. I kept wondering, where did I mess this up? Well, you never know with me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, we're tight on time.
We've been watching Grimm.
I just got to say, holy
oh my God.
This series is just so fantastic. And yeah, this is our rewatch. This is our second time we're going all the way through it. And we just wrapped up season 4.
Wow.
And wow, talk about runaway train.
Oh,
this thing
Lord.
just keeps you, actually, I think once you get to the end of season 3, when Nick loses his Grimm powers, then gets them back. I mean, this thing, it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It's relentless.
Season 4 is just a runaway train.
And we haven't even gotten to the mysteries of the keys yet.
I know.
I mean, we've got 2 keys, but the whole mystery about them, we still don't know yet. Well, we do know because we've seen it, but it hasn't been revealed, and it's like so exciting to watch.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Just wanted to share that.
Yeah.
And this is time for our weekly review, where we run down all the things we ran on our website at tggeeks.com. And the links for each of these items will be in the show notes for this episode at tggeeks.com, starting with Sunday, November 8th, Nerdy Chupacabras number 21. On Monday, the 9th, TG Geeks episode number 299. On Tuesday, the 10th, Arizona Opera expands the reimagined 2020/2021 season with innovative new programs and performances. We didn't run anything on the 11th, so jumping to Thursday the 12th, Andrea's Angle, The Climb, which is a brand new movie, captures the truths of friendship. On Friday the 13th, Hamish Downey's 5 Questions with DJ Stone Dog. That was a rather interesting 5 questions. And then on Saturday the 14th, LGBTQ plus filmmaking conference, GOL Summit 2020 goes online at Pitching Sessions for Queer Projects. That is a very interesting item there about, Gaga Ulala.
Gaga Ulala.
Yeah, that's it. Gaga Ulala. That, you have to read that press release. It is very interesting, and you can find all of that at tggeeks.com. Have a couple of shout-outs that we need to make. First, to the Arkle Times Post-Dispatch News is put up by the human Arkle, Brian Weber, and we do that because the Post-Dispatch News republishes our content from time to time. You can find the Post-Dispatch News by finding him, Brian, on Twitter. Do that by searching for Arkle, at ARKLE. And while you're doing that, head over to YouTube and look for Arkle Studios, youtube.com/Arkle Studios. Brian has a number of his projects there, his Shameless Cash Grab series. What season is he in?
Oh, Lord, I don't know.
Sorry, Brian, we did not keep up. His Shameless Cash Grab series, his Rants vs. Zombies series, and his game videos of Trick and Treat, as well as Star Trek Online. And these really are interesting stuff.
Yeah, and I just have to say that Brian, along with Claire O'Leary, were some of our earliest listeners.
Yeah, we managed to pull them along from Slice of Sci-Fi days.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we're thrilled that you guys could be along with us for this entire journey.
Thank you for being with us for 300 episodes.
Yes. We must also give some shout-outs to a couple of Facebook groups for allowing us to post episodes and articles on their pages. First, to the Gay Geeks After Hours. When I asked their moderators if we could share our content there, they said, yes, by all means, share away. The URL is facebook.com/groups/Gay Geeks After Hours, and that's all one word. And then to The Gay Geek for pretty much the same. You can follow them by going to facebook.com/groups/The Gay Geek. Again, all one word. And we must give special thanks to their moderator, Jeremiah Reeves.
Thank you, Jeremiah. And we can be found on Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, as well as where other fine podcasts can be found. And on Krypton Radio, 3 a.m. and 3 p.m. Pacific Time on Tuesdays. Listen to the other content, a 24-hour geeky internet radio station. Please rate us and review us on iTunes. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Oops. That was right below this sound. Wow, what a bunch of screw-ups this time. Okay, that should do it for this episode of TG Geeks Webcast. Be sure to check out the article for this webcast episode. We're going to have links several things that we talked about on that page. And remember, you can comment on our Facebook page or our website, tggeeks.com. Or you can leave us a voicemail at 469-TG-GEEKS. That is 469-844-3357 from TG Squared Studios. I'm Keith Lane. Thanks for listening. Please be kind to yourself and those around you. Stay home, stay safe, stay sane. Peace.
Cheers.